It has been a great week for sure. I know a lot of families. Some families are probably like, okay, when are these kids going back to school? And let's just
Yeah,
start with what we know right now. First off, we know that we're in a warming trend going into the weekend.
believe it or not. Yes.
Yes, okay. The intention is to return on Monday. We know that. We've just got to see what the road conditions ultimately are by the time Sunday afternoon gets here. More information will be coming, but expound a little bit upon that on where a unified district, meaning it may be fine in one part of the county, but many secondaries are ice covered, snow covered, and will the melting be enough this weekend? That remains to be seen.
Well, let me go back a little bit because the snow, ice storm, whatever you want to call what we've been through this week, preempted the return full time for our middle schools this previous week, with high schools following the week of the 22nd. So again, we that puts everything on a hold. But so weather conditions pending, and looking at what we've experienced, and Bart, you and I were even sharing this earlier. There was additional snowfall that came down late yesterday afternoon.
Yes.
Put another layer on there, so many of us are looking at anywhere from 4 to 6 inches with a significant layer of ice that's being held underneath that snow. And for those of you that pay attention to that, thawing can take place, but that ice at the bottom really brings some concerns on. So with that, and saying what we're looking at Monday, we are planning on a full-time return, middle school and high school. K-5's already there.
Right.
And so hopeful that we'll start the week out on Monday. However, and that's a strong however with an underline, we have to wait and see what's going to happen over the weekend to hope that there's significant thawing. And I say that with our maintenance folks that have been out every day this week, Bart, every day, not only monitoring the situation and trying to make sure not only our campuses held up through significant weather conditions, but also temperature drops, but the parking lots are a concern, and they're out there today. And it's not a matter of even clearing the parking lots because we have the ice under the snow. Now, getting back to what you just said, we're a unified school district. Sometimes we get caught up that, well, it's okay in my neighborhood and getting to my school. Why don't we just go ahead and start? We are a large school district. We've got a little over 500 square miles when you look at just the transportation logistics of schools, and from the northwest quadrant to the southeast quadrant of the district. And so where it might be clear in the city proper of Mount Juliet or even Lebanon, we have places that are out there in Carroll, Oakland, going towards the river that might not see the sunshine, and going into Watertown, parts of Glayville. Same thing going to south on 231. So we always have to sort of prepare our families that we have to look at it across the county. We cannot open a couple of schools because it's clear, because we have people that are traveling. Our teachers, for example, could be traveling from different parts of the county or even outside the county to get to their school. And so when a decision's made, it's not made in isolation as far as looking at, well, where can we have school and where can we'll just have to wait. We have to look at it across the district. And I know that causes some consternation, but that's just what occurs when you've got a district as large as ours.
And let's people say, well, okay, we have our spring break coming up in a few weeks, and our spring break hasn't been threatened. We want people to find some comfort in knowing that, because we understand that maybe plans have been made and those sorts of things. But there was some of that. There was some of that circling around this week, and we just wanted to kind of put that out, but also to let people know that Monday is our intention, but we'll just have to wait and see what the conditions will ultimately present on Sunday, and then we'll go from there. But the main thing is, it will be a full return It will be a full return. There is no slide into 6 to 8 would go the following week or this upcoming week, and then 9 through 12. No, it's going to be everyone all together to get back. A follow up to that question. I know you've talked to the principals here recently. They're ready to go for this, correct?
Correct. And Bart, we prepared prior to even, we were looking at significant weather maybe the week of the 15th. However, our principals, our schools were preparing, middle schools and high school were preparing to come in with easing the middle schools in last week and high schools this next week or the following week. And so that preparation's taken place, everything from making sure we have the assigned seating charts from the classroom to making sure we're reinforcing that, the masks do not go away. I've already been asked that. We are going to maintain the masks. It is a difference maker. We will continue as far as what we now call basic hygiene procedures. That continues. The sanitizing of our rooms and our buildings. That doesn't change. If anything, we're going to make sure we reinforce those efforts. And as we look at 2 weeks before we go into spring break, we'll see that transition and watch again how that plays out. Our K-5 has been doing this since the end of October, and they have done very well with this. And it's one of those that, again, maintaining those procedures, making sure that, the masks are not, would you like to, the masks are required for staff and students. And we were beyond hopeful that this is going to be something that will be to the advantage for our older students, middle school and high school, particularly as we start finishing out the last 10 weeks of the school year. And so hopeful that the weather will be kind to us.
Yes.
And
temperatures.
We'll
Weather what's falling from the sky, we know that's long out of here, and if anything falls from this point on, it looks to be any raindrops or anything like that. But temperatures is the main thing we're keeping an eye on. Moving on, Dr. Wright, the question is coming in more about teacher vaccinations, and we know that's coming very, very soon. Our Health Services Department in very close contact with the Tennessee Department of Health. Now, what may have a bearing on this is previously scheduled asynchronous days, March 1st and April 5th being those first Mondays of the upcoming months. There may have to be some maneuvering to satisfy the vaccination of our teachers for a day that's not March 1st or April 5th. Kind of a moving target, but expound a little bit on that, if you will.
Yes, and for those particularly that might not have received the information or heard it originally, we built in with this return full-time for K through 12, we built in 3 Mondays, planning Mondays, March the 1st, April 5th, and then the last one being in the month of May.
Yeah, May 3rd. May 3rd.
Because what we have found with our hybrid schedule, that those planning Mondays became really significant for our teachers. And one that we were looking at, how could we maintain that maybe in a smaller way? So those were the dates that were put out there as far as trying to see what we could do to still use the Mondays for planning for our teachers. Now, going back to what you were saying, we and again, it was the news across the state that teachers, educators have been bumped up once they moved that 70-year-old plus phase in that educators would be next in line. We are hopeful that we are going to see this occur soon, and so with that, we needed to be, flexible enough to how we could accommodate, because out of 2,600 employees in the district, we have close to 1,500 that want to be vaccinated. Mm-hmm. So we know those numbers already, and to do so, that's going to be a massive push to accommodate in a let's say a day's time. So what we will put out there that we might have to flip 2 of those days, the March date and the April date,
to another date in March, to two dates in March. And May 3rd stays intact. May 3rd.
No change with May the 3rd.
So what we're basically, for folks watching this, there's 2 dates that we're going to have to be a little bit flexible on. March 1st and April 5th were the original Monday asynchronous days. Those could possibly change. More information, I would say, coming hopefully in the upcoming week on what those, what if there is a switch and what days those will be. We want to confirm things with the state to make sure it is very accurate and
the health department.
Yes, Department of Health, to make sure it's accurate and go from there. So,
and Mark will get plenty of
yes, absolutely, yes.
Nothing is taken away other than with flipping some dates. It'll become an asynchronous day for students, but it will allow us to be able to vaccinate a large number of employees in a day's time, and then do the follow-up. For those of you that know how the vaccinations work now, there's that follow-up for that second vaccine. So we're trying to plan ahead using that time where we're not going to disrupt a school day and take care of our employees, which again, that's a benefit to everyone once we get through that vaccination process.
More information coming in that soon, so I just want to make you aware. But I guess the main thing we just wanted to stress today was when we return, the intention is Monday. We're banking on some hopefully some heavy thawing in the upcoming days. Sunshine. It is forecasted to be out today and tomorrow, so we look forward to that. But more information on Sunday on what the decision will be regarding Monday. We have a frigid night ahead, and then progressively a warming trend coming our way. So, Dr. Wright, as we close this out, is there anything else you'd like to add before we depart? I know you've got another meeting coming up here pretty soon.
Well, I want to do a shout out because sometimes there's a lot of people that are behind the scenes that no one is aware. I mean, even among our employees, but our maintenance department, led by Mitch Fox and his team of 21, I want that to sink in for a minute, 21 individuals that maintain our campuses, maintain our facilities, keep things up and running. They have been out and about every single day during this significant weather and continue, and we'll be working through the weekend to make sure things are ready for our students and our staff come Monday. And I couldn't let it go without saying something on about them because we couldn't make it work without their help and assistance. And so I want to do a shout out.
Well, thank you so much, and I hope you've stayed safe and warm this week. And we look forward to getting everyone back. But again, we're waiting on Mother Nature to give us a little bit of help in that regard. So,
and you'll get word out.
I will. Yes, yeah, I will do that. Dr. Wright, have a wonderful day. Enjoy your weekend, and we will talk to you again very, very soon. Okay.
Take care.
Right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.